house. And just like I said on the song, the Mind Playing Tricks song, I said, I make big money, I drive big cars. Everybody know me. It's like I'm a movie star, but late at night, something ain't right. You see? So that's the part that they don't catch up to. They're like, yeah, man, I went to jail listening to your record. How did you do that? Because I told you, late at night, something ain't right. Why you didn't catch that part?
Yeah.
You know, it's like people hear what they want to hear.
I mean, I'm watching online. I'm not sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I be watching online all the time. Kids going to jail because they did goofy, illegal shit. Because they want to be part of whoever the crew is that's around them. They want to show something off, and they come into the court with bravado, because they think because they're kids they're going to get off. And 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds are getting 20 years in prison, 30 years in prison, and you're not supposed to even be fined like that. But to see the change in their face, because they walked in thinking, well, I'm underage, so I'm not doing no real jail time. And the judge said, no, you getting 17 years. And then they just fall out crying. My brother was a cop for 27 years in Chicago. And he said, when they close the police door, when they close the gate, the door, they slam it. When they put you in a cell, they slam that shit as loud as they can. They want you to feel that vibration in your bones, and then that's when reality sets in. And that's when, and it's you talk about a life change, go to prison. It's a complete life change that takes forever and ever and ever to get over if you ever do. So I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you're right about that. What are your thoughts on the Carmelo Anthony case?
Well, I think it's absolutely a miscarriage of justice. There's no way that you're supposed to be trying a black kid for murder and there's not one black person on the jury. It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. No, ain't none of them white people his peers. They don't know what he's going through. They know what's happening. Plus, from what I understand, it was two guys messing with him and he had a knife. He didn't come in with a knife and run over to two people and start stabbing them. He pulled the knife out to protect himself in self-defense. I think it's a horrible travesty of justice, and I know if he was a young white boy that age, that wouldn't happen. He would get a year, or he get time off, or because it's always.
He would have
like
never been
that.
charged. If he was white, he wouldn't have
Might not have been charged.
If the shoe was on the other foot,
Yeah.
and a big black guy, a little black guy, he could be a midget. He go and accost a white kid and push him, and that white kid pull out a knife and stab him. That white kid is going home.
He going home, and they're gonna drive him by Burger King first and make sure he gets the special. But that's just the way our society is. It's not just our society; it is the world. But yet, I must say this: it ain't everybody. That's a come. I can't be racist. I don't hate white people. I could never hate any group because of what a lot of folks in that group did. That's to me, that's not wisdom. It's not intellect. Plus, throughout my life, all kind of white people have been kind to me and helped me with things. So how could I hate everybody that's white? It's crazy. I don't want to do that. I just hate the motherfuckers that's trying to hurt me.
Yeah, that's why I'm at with it. And I've said this time and time again. Hell, I said it in my very first album. I said...
How many albums did you do?
I think 13.
Wow.
Yeah, but... I said it way back then, like I said, Willie D is not a bigot and he won't be. I just educate minds through reality. But this ain't no motherfucking back to Africa. Try to pull that shit, we'll have a massacre. You know what I mean? Like we it's people that look at us like we're second-class citizens and therefore we have no right to complain. Although we're expected to pay our fair share of taxes, we are expected to contribute to society. We are expected to uphold our neighborhoods and contribute to and keep the neighborhood safe.
We're expected to ignore that we built this country and all of its major structures. We're supposed to ignore that. And we're supposed to not be comfortable being comfortable. If white folks see you being comfortable, you're a little too loud, you're talking, all of a sudden they're offended. But you can sit in the same room and watch four white guys, loud as hell, and don't nobody say anything. So we're supposed to stay in our place. But what the people who think that don't realize is that our place is on a throne. And we stay on our place. And that's why white folks are so nervous right now, because they're mostly embarrassed because they realize that everybody is standing up and pointing out the atrocities that they've done to everybody over the centuries. So they're embarrassed about that, so they want to not mention it. They want to keep that quiet, keep that under the rug. And secondly, they're scared because all the people that they fucked over are all becoming stronger and wiser and more adept with electronics and mechanical and wisdom. All the things that been used to keep us down, we figured out how to get around that and how to continue to succeed like we always have from the beginning. And people are and folks are nervous.
What I'm seeing, though, also, I'm seeing sort of a renaissance of white people who are actually speaking out against white supremacy. They're speaking out against this double standard and the two-tier justice system.
Mm-hmm.
They're really speaking. I'm talking about it, at first, for a long time, it was like maybe one or two guys out there that you can look at and say, these white guys are speaking out. But I'm also seeing white guys who once held certain views about black people, and they bought into the whole black people are less and white people are superior.
Right.
They bought into it, and they're now confessing that, yo, man, they had me. But I finally woke the up and I realized, man, that nah, man, it's a game that they're playing, and there are double standards, and I'm exposing it, and then now they're catching heat, so it's almost like they're catching hell, like I would catch hell, because I don't care what anybody, black or white or any other color, think about me defending black people. I do not care. Right. I don't give a damn what they think. I don't care nothing about their opinion, because as soon as I see them coming up against me, I already know where they stand. I already know you're either part of that dominant society that perpetuates that, or you just a coon. So you don't really matter to me at all. I don't care nothing about your opinion whatsoever. I'll see you in traffic. You don't scare me. I'm not afraid of none of that. You ain't gonna catch me with the calling. You ain't gonna be able to call me, hey, you better get out of the neighborhood. None of that shit is old, man. That's out. Like none of that. I care nothing about none of that. What I care about is the full liberation of my people. That's what I care about. And all that other stuff that don't really bother me at all. That's why I do what I do. Because I really don't have to do this, you know what I'm saying? I got options, But but if we don't talk about this, if we don't spread the word, if we don't do our part, man, like I don't think you have a right to complain. I think anybody has a right to complain if they're wronged, if they feel that they've been wronged, right? But after you complain, do something about it.
Yeah, do something about it.